During the full-scale war, thousands of ballistic missiles and millions of shells were launched across Ukraine. 30% of the country's territory is mined. This is real hell and godlessness. But many believers do not see this as evil, saying, "This is politics and does not concern us." And someone even agrees with the war. What stony and hard hearts people must have to justify this evil and call themselves Christians. We all, sooner or later, will stand before the judgment of God. Whom will God have mercy on? Who will be forgiven of sins? The one who justified the war while considering himself righteous, worshipped and offered up prayers to God in the church, but did it without love? Or will God justify the one who confessed his misdeeds before God, showed love to God and neighbor, giving time, finances, and his whole life to save people from hell and death? When people came to Christ and asked what the most important commandments were, he answered, "Love God and love your neighbor." All the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments. It turns out that not all who call themselves believers fulfill these commandments of love. Jesus Christ said, "You clean the outside of the cup and dish, but inside you are full of greed and wickedness. Woe to you, hypocrites! You are like whitewashed tombs, which look beautiful on the outside, but on the inside are full of the bones of the dead and everything unclean." To whom did he say this? Experts, Pharisees, and Sadducees. These were the priests who served in the temple every day. They were the cream of the whole society, but Jesus was not satisfied with such service. For the Pharisees, the temple was more important than the Word of God, and the rituals were more important than the will of God. Jesus accused them, "You do not honor the Word of God, you do not listen to His messengers, but you are trying to build tombs for the prophets who were killed by your fathers. For this, blood will be on you and on your children. God will hold these people accountable. Woe to you, Pharisees, because you give God a tenth of your mint, rue, and all other kinds of garden herbs, but you neglect justice and the love of God. You should have practiced the latter without leaving the former undone." The Lord shows that God has two sides. This is a fair justice where the law must be fulfilled, and mercy where love must be shown. So the Pharisees had no love and mercy, no righteous judgment, although they did some religious actions. And Christ is not impressed, because inside they were impure, insincere, crafty, hypocritical, and did not have the love of God. And without love and righteous judgment, all religion is meaningless. What is God's verdict on them? You are whitewashed tombs. Using the example of the Pharisees who ministered in the Jerusalem temple, Jesus shows that these people did not know God and failed to portray God's character, which includes both sides of the Creator. Today, people boast, "I attend such a church, and I belong to such a denomination." Not understanding the Word of God, not having the Spirit, and not even reading the book of Revelation, believers try to give their assessments of other churches and even of God Himself. But if Jesus identifies such faith as whitewashed tombs, then neither denomination nor religious ceremonies nor the temple play any role. What kind of spirituality can we talk about if God has put an end to it?